Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown, coming to you from our cabin here on vacation. So forgive the setting, doing my best to create a little Oilers atmosphere, but lots going on here yesterday and today. So I thought I'd do a quick rundown for you guys, just to keep you up to date on everything as it's happening. As expected, it's going to be a very busy week here for the Edmonton Oilers and the whole NHL, with the draft and free agency coming up here right away. So let's just do a quick rundown of all the latest happening with the Edmonton Oilers. Cap Friendly just did a rundown of their notable RFA'S and notable UFA'S. Notable restricted free agents for the Oilers are Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg, two guys that had huge playoffs for the team. Some notable UFA'S: Connor Brown, Sam Carrick, Warren Foegele, Sam Gagner, Adam Henrique, Matthias Janmark, Corey Perry, Vinny Desharnais, Troy Stecher, and goaltender Calvin Pickard. Darren Dreger reported yesterday he believes there's a role for Ken Holland moving forward in Edmonton if he wants it. His situation will be clarified within a few days. As of right now, indications are that he will not be at the draft in Vegas for the Oilers. There was a follow-up to that report today from Scotty Upshaw. He reports, source telling me that Ken Holland could be on his way to the Chicago Blackhawks, position to be determined. There was a lot of talk between Ken Holland and Columbus possibly happening, so perhaps Ken Holland on his way to the Chicago Blackhawks. And these next two reports come from Chris Johnston. He reports the Oilers intend to retain 3 or 4 of their pending UFA'S: Connor Brown, Matthias Janmark, Warren Foegele, Adam Henrique, Corey Perry, Sam Carrick, and Vinny Desharnais among them. And they will keep them depending on their salary expectations, of course. Chris Johnston also reports that Edmonton is not inclined to let Leon Draisaitl simply play out the final year of his contract and walk directly into free agency next July. The Oilers clearly want to get a deal done with Leon Draisaitl this summer. They're not going to take the risk that he walks away next year as a free agent. I believe they will get a deal done. I'm not overly concerned about this, but obviously the Oilers can't risk losing Draisaitl for nothing, so if for some reason it did get to that point, they are probably going to trade him. But like I said, have no doubt at this point that a deal will get done with Leon Draisaitl, most likely a new long-term deal. Chris Johnston also notes today that there is no NHL waiver activity, but that the league's first buyout period opens tomorrow and runs through Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Jack Campbell will obviously be the key player there for the Edmonton Oilers. He's expected to be bought out unless some kind of trade can be worked out, but most likely a buyout for Jack Campbell is on the way. Kevin Weeks reports that Jay Woodcroft is a strong coaching candidate for the Columbus Blue Jackets, so we'll see what happens there. I know Tyson over at Dolly TV did a video on this about a week or so ago, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully Jay Woodcroft does end up in Columbus. I know Todd McClellan has also been connected there, so a couple of former Oilers coaches in the mix for the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Edmonton Oilers released their new blue and orange Fanatics jersey today. Obviously, it doesn't look much different from the Adidas jerseys, but we'll see how they turn out, and hopefully they're much better quality than people are anticipating at this point. David Pagnotta reports that Adam Henrique is expected to hit free agency, and after his playoff performance, his value has certainly been given a solid boost. He's unlikely to resign with the Oilers and will attract plenty of interest on July 1st. Daniel Nugent-Bowman reports this on Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl said, "It's going to take time to figure out what I want and what the Oilers want." He adds, "I love being an Oiler more than anything. Like I said, guys, I expect Draisaitl to be back in Edmonton long term." Jay Zawaski added this on the Ken Holland reports that he might be headed to the Chicago Blackhawks. He's hearing that there is no truth to this and adding that the rumor is bizarre. So don't know if Scotty Upshaw's report from earlier in the video is accurate, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Special congratulations to Glenn Sather, who is officially retiring from hockey. Glenn Sather led the Oilers to 4 Stanley Cup titles as a head coach and 1 more as a general manager, and of course had a big impact on the history and legacy of the Edmonton Oilers. And we had this update from head coach Chris Knobloch on the Oilers' injury status. He doesn't know how bad Connor McDavid's injury was. It was reported yesterday by Oilers Nation that it was an abdominal injury for Connor that may require surgery, so we'll have to wait for further clarity on that. But Leon Draisaitl reportedly battled rib injuries and hand injuries throughout the playoffs. Chris Knobloch wasn't even sure if he was going to play some nights, so we saw a bit of a dip from Draisaitl in his play, and you can definitely see why with the injuries he was dealing with. And Evander Kane, of course, was dealing with sports hernia injuries that we heard about coming into the playoffs, and they were obviously made much worse with the wear and tear of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Expect the news to continue coming fast and furious here over the next week or so as we move towards the draft and free agency. So that's all for me for now, guys, but let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. See you soon, guys.